drive around and see them. This whole thing here is a demonstration area. And that's the area that they're most proud of. They want people to go see.
They want people to see this right here?
Right.
What do you think about that? Is that
I think it's the ugliest thing I ever saw.
Yeah.
And the
is that
point
the pictures I've seen where it's like all real thicket?
Yeah.
They grew back thick.
And it's not as bad as the one down in Tennessee.
Okay, this is the 8600 tour to give people a chance to go down and see the 8600 acre demonstration area that the Forest Service is most proud of, that they want 130,000 acres here to look like, and most people haven't seen it and don't know what's about to happen to this place. And we want to give them a chance to see that while there's still time to do something about it.
We're having a convoy. A lot of people are showing up already. We're going through to see what the 8600 looks like. We're also going to take a look today at the new logging areas that they're thinning. What they're trying to do is what they're doing in the 8600 is the same thing that they're trying to do in Edible Ferry Road, DeMumbers Bay, Paradise area, and we're going to be driving through those areas today. Start heading down this way. In about 4 minutes, we're going to tell what we're going to do. And then right at 3 or 3:02, somewhere in there, we'll take off. So if you can make your way over here, we'll get started in just a second.
We're here to see what the Forestry Service says they can produce. We don't believe they are producing near the results of what they say they have. I haven't personally seen it. So we're going to take a tour. Actions speak louder than words. We're going to see it. We're going to be able to judge for ourselves. We're going to be able to get some film for you all, hopefully, and see what's really not happening.
I'm really glad that we already have this many people showing up, and I just want all the logging to stop, because what about my generation? There will be nothing left for all of us if they continue to log and clear cut.
I want to introduce Michael Pate. He's representative for Ed Whitfield, who has stood with us all this whole time. He's got a couple things to say.
I'll hold it for you.
Thank you, Wade. This is quite a sound system. Welcome, everybody. Good to see you today. You know, I was looking out across this crowd and all these trucks and vehicles, and I'm hoping that everybody's got a reasonably full tank of gas today. So check your gauges before we leave here. It's an honor to be here on behalf of Congressman Whitfield, and I want to thank Judge White for everything he's done to work so hard on this issue and to help organize our various coalitions to protect LBL. So please give him a good round of applause for that. And I can tell you, your Congressman Ed Whitfield has always been your friend on Land Between the Lakes and always will be. And I'm glad to be here on his behalf today. We're going to go out and see some of the sites that the Forest Service has been logging. We're going to see the area of the 8600 that Judge White will be talking to you about in just a few minutes. And I want you to know this. We're going to all stick together and work very hard on this issue. And your congressman does not want to see landscape change here at LBL. So we're going to do everything we can in Washington to support this effort. I want to thank you for being out here today, this week before the 4th of July. Couldn't be a prettier day. And I want to thank you for being involved, because that's what makes things happen, and that is what helps us to make sure that our folks in government understand how we wish them to represent us, and also how we want our government to operate our public lands. So thank you so much for being here, and I'll turn it back over to Judge White.
Thanks, sir.
Isn't it awesome that God gave us such a beautiful day today? Amen. Isn't it awesome that we've got such a beautiful piece of land here called Land Between the Lakes that we can protect? And isn't it awesome that we live in a country to where when we see the federal government going in the wrong direction, we can point the right direction? Amen. And we're doing that today. What you're going to see, we're first going to drive through an area that's been logged and thinned for the purpose of landscape change. It's around Edible Ferry Road. We'll be turning there. It's part of your maps. If you didn't get a map, we've got more sitting up here. You can grab one before we leave. After we finish going through the Edible Ferry area, we'll go down to what we call the 8600. The 8600 is made up of 2 blocks. One block is in Trigg County. The other one is in Stewart County, Tennessee. We're going to see the Trigg County one today. Now, what they're wanting to do there is they're trying to create what they call pre-European settlement conditions. What they call oak grasslands, oak woodlands, barrens, prairies, savannas. It's not what we want. It's not what we believe the majority of LBL was made up of. So it doesn't make sense, and it's not working in the 8600. What we say is, if you want to continue the experiment, do it in the 8600, but leave the rest of it alone until you prove it really does work and it's desirable. Unfortunately, about a third of the way into the 8600, the roads get to the point to where cars probably will need to turn around. We've got that set up. I'm going to be standing there at the sign letting you know when two-wheel drives or cars need to turn around. That leads to another issue, our roads. A lot of money's being put into landscape change, very little into our roads. As far as I'm concerned, I ought to be able to drive in a car all the way around that area. And that's what we're fighting for.
Okay, we're trying to navigate our way through this oak grassland that the Forest Service is trying to create, and we're having a pretty rough go of it.
This is the public demonstration area.
And I don't know how the heck we're gonna get through all this. We're gonna give it a nice, college try, but, if it's an open woodland grassland, that's just, I guess this is what they want,
What they're doing is they're trying to change the landscape. They want to change the landscape to look like what they call a pre-European settlement conditions. That's oak grasslands, oak woodlands, prairies, savannas, barrens. And when they change that, they do it by thinning the woods, cutting the trees, and then they burn for several years in hopes to create grasses growing up in amongst the trees. So far, after 10 years, this hasn't worked. And that's what we're so upset about, is if it hasn't worked in the 8600, why do they feel it's going to work anywhere else? So we want them to stay in the 8600 acres that they've already got, continue to do their experiment, and then venture out if it works. But we've got to see that it works first.
The people here, they don't represent a non-logging group, or they don't represent the extreme environmentalists. We're wanting a solid plan that's going to be a long-term plan that's going to keep this place viable for, generations to come.
With all these people out here, it shows that what we're doing is the right thing. It shows that the people support what we're doing, that we're standing up for what we believe in and what we think LBL should be. And I think the Forest Service is going to not only take notice and see that we're very strong, but also our politicians in Washington will see that this is something to get behind, this is something to stand up with us, and so far they have been. So I believe this is going to be a good day for the coalition.